Grand Theft Auto series is well regarded for many reasons, one of which is the franchise's laundry list of mysteries and unexplained phenomena that would make Fox Mulder giddy. Though when it comes to some of the more extravagant claims, like UFO sightings or aliens, we're not sure that we're ready to believe. History shows us that since the rise of GTA's popularity after the third installment, the technology and means to create a popular hoax that perpetuates itself in the community is there for those who take pleasure in deceiving fans, and have a lot of time on their hands. However, we've frequently seen some of these radical claims actually turn out to be true. Getting to the bottom of these mysteries comes in different flavors. Sometimes we learn the truth because the creators over at RockStar Games decide to lift the massive veil of secrecy they hide behind and come forward with information previously unknown to the fanbase. Other times, the truth is only known thanks to the hard work of the game's community working tirelessly to unravel the mystery over weeks, months, or even years. And in the case we take a look at in this episode, it supposedly took the passionate efforts of both sides to get to the bottom of a years-long mystery that seems too good to be true. A certain myth about the return of Bigfoot in 2013's Grand Theft Auto V. The story of Bigfoot in the Grand Theft Auto series traces its origin back to the 2004 release of San Andreas. After gaining access to the protagonist's home in Los Santos, players can view a picture hanging on the wall that allegedly contains a glimpse of the Bigfoot. This prompted countless fans to go on a manhunt to track down the elusive beast, with many rumored sightings in the Mount Chiliad region. As it turns out, all photo and video evidence of Bigfoot in San Andreas is fake, most commonly the result of clever fans using mods to unofficially insert the beast into the game. In a 2005 EGM interview with former RockStar CEO Terry Donovan, he stated there was no Bigfoot, but it didn't stop some from continuing the pursuit. In a supposed later interview with RockStar co-founder Sam Houser, Sam stated that he did in fact put Bigfoot in the game, but that players had a 1 in 10 chance of finding the creature. However, this interview was never properly vetted, making it highly suspect. Yet this unsourced quote served as the driving force for many players who continued the hunt. RockStar also indirectly commented on the matter in the form of a side mission found in Undead Nightmare, an expansion pack to Red Dead Redemption released in 2010. In the mission, entitled Birth of the Conservation Movement, you hunt several beasts that RockStar calls Sasquatches in a forest. Upon killing your first target, you're rewarded with an achievement, 6 years in the making. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas released 6 years earlier in 2004. This story could have ended there, but as we've seen a handful of times before, some creators love to embrace the fan community's passion for a certain myth or mystery so much that they eventually make it official. Just take a look at the long history of Akuma and Goken in the Street Fighter series, or Ermac in Mortal Kombat. Eventually, RockStar let eager players return to San Andreas in 2013 with the release of Grand Theft Auto V. Yet even before the game's release, speculation about the return of Bigfoot ran rampant. Little did fans know what RockStar had in store for them.
Think you can find him for me?
Every man has his talents, Maud, and the rigorous administration of justice is one of mine.
The first Bigfoot sighting in GTA V occurs in a mission called Predator, where you have to hunt down the O'Neill brothers using a rifle with an infrared scope. While scanning the area for your targets, you can see Bigfoot briefly standing still, but he'll vanish almost immediately after being spotted. At face value, it's a nice Easter egg that gives a nod to the original myth, but some players took it as confirmation that Bigfoot is in GTA V. And so, the search was on.
You lucky boy. You're real lucky.
Why?
I thought you was a Squatch.
The first major breakthrough in the hunt for Bigfoot came after the first players achieved 100% completion. At this point, a new mission unlocks called The Last One. In the mission, Franklin helps a hunter who has been on the trail of the mythical Sasquatch for 8 years. The hunter, and the 8-year time frame, is an obvious nod to the original hunt for Bigfoot back in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
What the hell was that?
After finally tracking down and shooting the beast, it speaks to Franklin by uttering two familiar phrases, "Shoot me, human," and "I'm the last of my kind." These lines are lifted straight from the Sasquatch in the Birth of the Conservation Movement mission in Red Dead Redemption.
Shoot me, human! Make it stop!
I just shot your ass and stopped.
I'm the last of my kind.
Yeah, evolution is a bitch.
However, Franklin discovers the so-called Sasquatch is merely a man in a costume. At this point, some fans believed it was RockStar's final comment on the matter, merely poking fun at a long-running myth.
It's perfectly normal to admit to being aroused role-playing dressed as a fantastical beast.
Yet, this was only the beginning of something far more unbelievable and amazing. Through a series of rather complex and convoluted steps apparently communicated to fans by RockStar via lines of code and various updates to the game after its launch, players allegedly are not only able to finally locate an actual Bigfoot in-game, but track down something even more ridiculous than the legendary beast itself. Despite what fans witnessed in The Predator and The Last One missions, the quest for Bigfoot continued. The search for hard proof of the creature's existence took players all over San Andreas, though a good amount focused on the Mount Chiliad region. Most of the research and findings were documented by the GTA 5 community on the Chiliad Mystery subreddit, but nothing groundbreaking was unearthed for nearly 2 years. In September of 2015, an update dropped for GTA 5 that contained some clues that renewed the controversy over Bigfoot. Within the update was a new achievement and trophy with the title Cryptozoologist, a term used to describe a pseudoscience with the goal of identifying and describing beings from folklore. Its description also raised more than a few heads by providing a cryptic sentence asking, "You unlocked all animals for use in Director Mode. Or did you?" Director Mode is a new feature in GTA 5 that allows the player to select a single actor to control in a customized free mode map. By going to the casting trailer menu, you can select who you control in the mode from a list of available actors you unlock as you complete more of the game. One of the categories is animals, which are unlocked by consuming the various hidden peyote plants scattered across San Andreas. Director Mode dropped with the release of the PC version of GTA 5 in April of 2015, but the animal actors were already included with this release. However, Director Mode did not come to consoles until later that year in the same September 2015 update that contained the new trophy for PS4 and achievement for Xbox One. In order to earn the trophy or achievement, you have to collect 21 land-based peyote plants out of the 27 total found in the game. Some players had already unearthed 27 different peyote locations in the game on both land and underwater that allow the main character to experience a hallucination sequence where they believe they've transformed into a random animal. With the update, the 21 land-based animals became available in the animal casting list in the game's Director Mode.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
There was just one problem. The animal cast list said there were 22 possible actors, but getting the trophy or achievement only required unlocking 21. So, what's up with that last unknown actor? At the same time the new actor was discovered, the Chiliad Mystery subreddit also learned a new peyote plant was added to the game, which some theorized might transform you into this mysterious missing animal. And you can bet that more than a handful of fans believed this final mystery had something to do with Bigfoot. The only thing left was to track down the new peyote plant and discover the answer. But that proved to be a bit more difficult than anticipated. It wasn't until Redditor RK Rusty cracked the code, so to speak, that the new peyote plant and its true meaning were finally revealed. By combing through the files of the latest September 2015 update, RK Rusty noticed a set of coordinates in the animal controller script file. RK Rusty then visited each of the 27 known peyote plant locations and cross-checked them with the file, verifying they were all present. Also within the file were some lines of code that provided a new clue. These lines contain the phrase, "Get weather type transition," and an if conditional clause mentioning the weather should be foggy. With this new info in hand, RK Rusty traveled to the remaining coordinates in the file and forced the weather to be foggy at each. After arriving at the third set of coordinates at around 8 AM in-game time, they encountered a new golden peyote plant in the Mount Chiliad region. They then proceeded to eat this new plant, triggering another hallucination sequence. Only this time, RK Rusty transformed into Sasquatch. They documented everything and then posted their findings on the Chiliad Mystery subreddit. It was an extraordinary breakthrough in the mystery, but it was just the tip of the iceberg. Several other people began to seek out the newly discovered golden peyote and ran across new information. Initially, RK Rusty believed the window of time that you could encounter the golden peyote was between 7:30 and 8 AM on a Tuesday during foggy weather conditions. However, others began to see one as early as 5:30 AM. Some also claimed to have seen the golden peyote when the weather was snowy instead of foggy. There was also a point of contention over what you had to do in-game before you could even attempt to spawn the golden peyote. Apparently, you had to have the game 100% completed according to the in-game metric, but you didn't need all gold medals on every mission. However, the term 100% kept being tossed around without being properly defined for some time, leading to some confusion over what exactly you had to complete. Another one of the triggers for the event involves what you do in the mission The Last One, which only appears after achieving 100% completion according to the in-game metric. Fans weren't sure whether or not you had to obtain a specific outcome in that mission. RK Rusty claimed you had to complete it without killing the Sasquatch, while others suggested it didn't matter. Eventually, after pooling all the findings, the community concluded that this new golden peyote only spawns between 5:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, with the weather set to either foggy or snow, and works with any of the playable story characters. While you do need to achieve 100% in-game and complete the mission The Last One, the outcome of that mission has no impact on triggering the golden peyote. Over the next few months, other players turned up new golden peyote plants. Roughly a month after RK Rusty's initial discovery, Redditor Alan McD turned up the locations for golden peyotes that could be found on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, under the same conditions as Tuesday. About 2 months after the initial discovery, Redditors My Inner Trevor, Suid, Molly, Blunts, and Killapam dug through the game some more and surmised that there were 7 possible golden peyote plants and posted their locations. However, it was a comment from Redditor Firestorm25 in the same thread that provided a key discovery. Firestorm25 revealed that the same time window and weather conditions applied to the different locations, and when looking at the various coordinates on the map of San Andreas, the westernmost corresponded with the golden peyote plant that could only appear on Sundays. And as you moved to each location to the east of that one, you simply had to advance by 1 day to see the next. Firestorm then compiled all of the findings at the time into a video a few months later revealing all 7 different golden peyote locations, and it was a comment in this thread by Redditor VG that suggested what might be the possible solution to finding the answer behind the mysterious plants. VG suggested that people simply try collecting all 7 golden peyote plants in order, starting with Monday and going all the way to Sunday, and then something special might happen. Eager players began to try out the theory, but unfortunately, they all hit a dead end. That is until RockStar decided to give the community another push and dropped a new clue in an update nearly 4 months after the first golden peyote plant's discovery. In the same file that revealed the clue about the weather conditions necessary to spawn the golden peyote, RK Rusty noticed there was a new line of code after the recent update stating he was wrong to start his hunt on Tuesday. This new cryptic communication from RockStar, combined with VG's theory, renewed interest in trying to consume the 7 golden peyote plants in a specific order, as long as Tuesday was never the first day. After several futile attempts to provide some new meaningful insight into the new clue from RockStar, a Redditor named NIC779 decided to consume the 7 golden plants, starting with the Sunday one and ending on Saturday. This triggered something different than usual. When NIC779 transformed into a Sasquatch after eating the final golden peyote on Saturday, they noticed the Sasquatch Hunter from the Last One mission lying dead on the ground right at the start of the hallucination. Shortly after this finding, a Redditor named Simple Avister dug back into the game's code to try to view the "he was wrong to start his hunt on Tuesday" message, again, only to find it was no longer in the place it should have been. Instead, in its place, in the new location in the game's files, was another cryptic message from RockStar that simply said his quarry seemed familiar. The message only appeared after the community proved it knew about the 7 golden peyote plants, and the order they were supposed to be eaten in. Now it was up to the community to figure out what the new clue actually meant. After several failed attempts to decipher the clue, clever players finally realized the true meaning of the phrase, and it was partially due to an event found in Grand Theft Auto Online called Hunt the Beast, which was part of the free mode events added at, get ready for it, the same time as the Cryptozoologist trophy and achievement and the golden peyote plants, back in the September 2015 update. Eating the 7 golden peyote plants in order from Sunday to Saturday actually triggers a new minigame in which the player, playing as Sasquatch, has to track down another creature running amok in San Andreas. By using a roar from Sasquatch, players have to listen to the responding roar and travel in its direction. By doing so, they pass through invisible checkpoints marked by animals or people killed by the supposed creature. At the end of the trail lies the beast itself, though if you fail to stay on your path, the creature will simply flee and you'll be stuck in a hopeless pursuit. However, if you manage to track the beast down, it will run at you and begin attacking, forcing you to defend yourself. The first person to come forth with evidence of achieving this was Sir Galehot, who combined all of the community's findings into a massive Reddit post outlining the steps and conditions needed to find the 7 golden peyote plants, track down the beast as Sasquatch, and get the ultimate reward for vanquishing the beast in battle, unlocking them in director mode as a hidden actor in the animal list. Eating a single golden peyote plant unlocked Sasquatch as the 22nd entry in the animal cast list, which the community knew about all the way back when RK Rusty first discovered the original golden peyote. Yet fans just knew there had to be something more given the lengths RockStar was going with their dangling carrots. And they were right. Naturally, given all the evidence and extensive documentation put forth by the community, we could just assume it's all true and call it a day, but that's not our style. So following Sir Galehot's instructions outlined in the Chiliad Mystery subreddit, we decided to see if we could encounter Sasquatch and the Beast for ourselves. There have been many tests that have tried our patience to the limit, but actually achieving 100% in-game completion in GTA 5 ranks up there as one of the more time-intensive goals. After spending over a month taking a walk on the wild side with Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, the time finally came for us to try something really insane. There were a few false starts as we had to get the specifics of the timing and conditions down for spawning the first golden peyote, as well as actually verifying we had consumed all 27 different peyote plants as instructed. But finally, we arrived at the Sunday location bright and early at 5:30 a.m. and then used a cell phone cheat to change the weather to foggy. Right there before us lay the unbelievable, a golden peyote plant. Upon eating it, we transformed into Sasquatch, and that's when the real fun began. Though we were told we could simply transform back into our hero at any time and progress to the next location, the amount of mayhem and chaos you can unleash as Sasquatch was simply too tempting to pass up. Yet, eventually it was time to move on, and one by one we arrived at each location after advancing the time at a safe house to the correct day, and then changing the weather with our cheat code to spawn the next golden peyote plant. Finally, after consuming the 7th and final golden peyote, the minigame in question began. Before moving on, it's important to note that while the breakthrough discoveries in this mystery required the use of cheat codes, as did our testing of these claims, it's speculated that you can collect all 7 and trigger the minigame sequence without the use of cheats. You simply need to arrive at the first location on a Sunday at the right time and hope the weather is the right condition. Then you just have to wait until you come across a Monday where the weather is foggy or snowy between 5:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. and travel to the appropriate location.
I feel amazing.
If you repeat this until you experience the right conditions for each day of the week in the right order, no matter how much in-game time has passed by, you should be able to trigger the minigame that leads to the beast encounter.
Are you a fish? I think so, but I keep forgetting.
The minigame part of this test might have been one of the most frustrating experiences we've had verifying a myth. Simply because, if you don't have great hearing, or at least don't have access to good headphones to tell which direction the beast's roars are coming from, you can end up wandering around forever, not knowing if you're on the right track or not. Also, the sequence of checkpoints and the overall length of the chase is completely random, though a map with all the possible checkpoints was eventually compiled to ensure you don't stray too far off the intended pathway. Even using this, it took us several days of futile attempts and headaches before we seemed to get the right results. On this one such attempt, we began to encounter dead bodies of victims as described, leading us eventually to a final body at the plain graveyard, as indicated by Sir Galehot's post. We then rushed to the bush near a crate as suggested, triggering a sequence where the weather became stormy and Sasquatch's focus shifted to a creature standing on top of a hangar. While you can do battle with the beast completely fair and square, it's recommended that you use an invincibility cheat to deal with the confrontation that follows. The beast raced down towards our position and we emerged to fight it amongst the wreckage. After delivering the final blow, the hallucination sequence ended, returning us back to the normal game. We then entered the director mode and selected Sasquatch from the list, and then pressed the hotkeys to swap to the beast creature we had just unlocked. Upon getting a close-up look at the beast, you can tell its design is obviously inspired by the 80s film Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox. Sir Galehot was interviewed by Kotaku shortly after their findings became public, providing some insight into the last stretch to uncover the true meaning behind the golden peyote plants. The discovery was the work of over 30 different people spending countless hours in forums, chats, and even live streams combing over the game's code and testing out various theories to eventually arrive at the conclusion. Like a few of the myths and mysteries we've covered in the past, this was one we really didn't doubt given the extensive research and information that existed. Countless fans spent untold amounts of time piecing together the clues on this one, and our test of this rather unbelievable story was honestly merely a formality. The story of how this discovery came to be is probably more fascinating than the final result. RockStar really pulled off something amazing by providing such an insane puzzle to solve in an age where a game's secrets are usually laid bare for all to see immediately, thanks to data mining and hacking. It does make us, and we're sure many GTA fans, wonder, what else might be waiting to be discovered in GTA 5? One way or another, we will keep on believing that no matter what, the truth is always out there.